Hey people, random nobody here. Do you play Roblox? If yes, then I would like to introduce you to this cool game experience I've found. Do you partake in beating up homeless people for their cans of beans? Being screwed over by RNG? Dying a brutal and violent death? Are you a masochist? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then welcome to Decaying Winter. Decaying Winter is a survival wave-based co-op game where the objective is to survive past wave 10. Sounds easy enough. It isn't. Before each wave, or night, as the game calls it, the looting phase begins, during which you can explore the entire map to loot, craft and kill everything, not everything, in your way. After a certain amount of time, the storm will appear, killing everyone that's not inside your starting base. And so, the wave phase starts, where you and your fellow agents must survive the flood of homeless people, trying to take your well-earned beans, and also kill you. With each night the amount of homeless people increases. Oh, and they also get guns. Lots of guns. So many guns. And how do you survive all that? You see, you don't. Decaying Winter is a game known for its extreme difficulty, where your chances of survival are basically non-existent. Out of the hundreds upon hundreds of rounds I've played, I only won. Once. And only because of being carried by better players. P.S. I'm not very good at this game. So, good luck surviving this post-apocalyptic mess. To slightly increase your chances of winning, let's go over some of the game's incredible mechanics, starting with combat is easy to learn, but hard to master. In case you don't know what button does what, you can view the controls by pressing K. Left mouse button for a light attack, right mouse button for a heavy attack. You can also parry or push your enemies to get the upper hand and avoid getting hit. There's also guns. Honestly, I don't have a lot of tips on combat, as I'm still kind of bad at it. That's why I just equip the ballistic knife and spam Q to victory. But here's some that I could find. Try not to die. Don't get cocky. Okay, I don't have a lot of tips. I suggest reading a guide on the internet and you'll be a pro in no time. Also, try and save ammo for night 4 to 5 and Scav War. I shall not mention anything else about Scav War because I want you to experience that hellhole yourself, completely blind. There are many types of them, consisting of 3 different factions: Scavs, Shadows and your own incompetent teammates. Let's go over them one by one, starting with Scavs. Very numerous and very dangerous. These bad boys consist of 2 types: melee and gun enemies. Melee enemies are often easy to deal with and consist of different varieties of thugs and scavengers. Enemies with guns are a lot more dangerous and include these bastards. Some call them mutants, some demons. Turns out, they're called shadows. These enemies are extremely dangerous and should be avoided, or else you'll die violently. All of them have different attack triggers and ways to screw you over. Try to avoid them. Lastly, we have your teammates. And why are they a threat exactly? Well, 1. Grenades do friendly fire, and people are stupid enough to not realize that. And 2. Morale. What's morale exactly? Well, it's a status effect that applies to any person alive whenever another player dies. What does it do? It reduces all stats, melee damage, defense, speed, etc. for everyone on the team. This effect can be stacked up to 4 times, by the way. I'm still having flashbacks of new players entering the game and dying instantly.
But not before using every item we had, while also carrying every gun on the map with them, losing it all in the process.
Please, don't be like this. I beg you. There are different types of items, such as melee weapons, guns, traps, ammo, healing, equipment and throwables. Melee weapons help you kill enemies in, well, melee, with each weapon being divided into tiers. The higher the tier, the better the weapon. And if the weapon doesn't have a tier, then it means it's incredibly powerful, so make sure not to lose it. Next are guns. Guns are really good at taking down enemies. While it's easy to get a gun, it's hard to have it be loaded. Ammo is incredibly scarce in this game, so make sure to use it wisely. Traps can be placed down to slow, weaken, or hurt your enemies. They can also be used against you, as they are placed all over the map to screw over and annoy you. Equipment can be found in the menu, and each one serves you in different, helpful ways. Healing items either heal you, obviously, or take care of your infection meter, which kills you if you reach stage 5, and throwables include different types of grenades, aka friendly fire galore. Oh, and there's also a hunger and thirst meter you've got to be worried about, so make sure to drink your soda and eat your beans every now and again. You can get food and water by killing enemies during the looting phase. Now, let's go over traits and perks. Perks function as your character's class. A perk gives you a special ability, while also giving you buffs and debuffs tailored to a certain playstyle, and you can only equip one. For example, Berserker makes you hit like a truck with the power of drugs, but bad with gun. Mind Flayer lets you convert enemies to your side, but you have no health or defense. Damn turns you into a barely walking corpse, so on, so forth. Compared to perks, you can equip 3 traits. These can be equipped on any character, functioning as passive abilities, like more movement speed, increased max health, more defense against bullets. Understand? I hope so. I think this is all for now. I could go more in depth about the game's mechanics, i.e. buffs, prestige, the quartermaster, scav war, how every single perk works and benefits the team, except damned, but I would like you to experience the things I didn't talk about yourself. Decaying Winter is an incredible game that I highly recommend. Maybe you'll like it and get into it like I did, or maybe not, it does not matter. I simply ask for you to try it and see if it's the kind of experience for you. I promise, it will be worth it. I hope to make more content like this, if I have the time that is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.